Good morning, folks. Brian Loma here, downtown Denver, at the Lindsey-Flannigan Courthouse. And we're going to do an audit here today of carrying cannabis into the courthouse, which is something that has recently become available in 2018. Good morning. Figure it was back in like 1996 that medical marijuana became legal in the state of Colorado. Here we are in 2018, and we have recently begun the access of what can and cannot be carried in. All weapons are prohibited. All weapons found will be confiscated and destroyed. Reduce the number of personal possessions in order to aid. Now, they say that, but while we enter the building, there are no
Morning, guys. Phones, belts, keys, wallets, jackets, electronic decorations, and so please.
Well, how are you today? Good morning. Yes, indeed, I do have a prescription license for this. And what we're going to do, so that's it, folks. We showed our medical marijuana license on our package, and we are good to go. Thank you. Yes, sir, it is. Yeah, absolutely, no problem. Thank you. Actually, will you put that in the cart so that my clips don't get tied up, please? Oh, you know what? I forgot to take the electronics bag out of there. Let me show it to you. I was so worried about doing this video that I forgot to do this. There's a tablet, and there is a bag of electronics separated, and that will probably help you significantly. Okay. Is there a problem? Do you have a problem, ma'am? In regards to? In regards to what? I'm just asking why you're here. I just went to the courtroom, and I thought everything was good, so we were good. Okay, no problem. It looks like we have a situation with the videotaping. Is there problems here?
She's calling her supervisor. I guess there's a love policy. that the Judge Martinez put out that you're not supposed to be recording or anything like that inside the courthouse itself.
Okay, I understood that it was a courtroom issue.
Yeah, that was back when what I understood it was the courtroom, only the courtroom, and it was up to the judge's discretion. Now it's entirely inside the courthouse.
Okay, and is there a judge's order that is signed by the like sealed clerk of courts that they're going to provide for us?
I could provide you the copy. I think I can.
Okay.
Let's just wait for her.
Sure, no problem, no problem. And I appreciate you coming out, over here to talk politely with us about this. Thanks. So yeah, I obviously am recording, and we are live streaming right now. And I do believe that it is okay, and that it is a right of the Constitution. I respect the judge's orders not to be able to videotape in the courtroom, and that there can be exceptions made for that in the courtroom basis. But as of right now, I have never seen a judge's order that was certified as being filed. All they've ever provided us are websites with web addresses.
So I'll get that. I'll get my supervisor over here.
Cool.
If you don't mind just having a
Yeah, I don't have a problem hanging out waiting for that information.
Yeah, and then we'll get you that information.
All right,
And if it's different, then I'll let you know.
All right, and just so that we're clear, Officer Villalpando, and that's 1428. You've been very courteous, and I appreciate that this morning.
Just have a seat and everything, and then we'll
No
get
problem.
this cleared up, okay?
I appreciate that. Nice way to go about it. And if this is an issue, we're going to find out about it. We're going to prove this. So again, folks, what we're doing is we are verifying that there is a court order.
So, I don't know. He said that everything got passed out to you guys with the piece of paper with the judge's order.
Okay. So
You guys haven't seen it?
I have never seen that copy, and if it's an actual thing, then we know that HSS policies would require them to have a booklet at the front of the station that has a copy of that as an ISO 9001 document or as an actual court order.
I'll go try to find it.
I would appreciate that.
So I can show you, and then
Yeah, because I was literally planning on shutting this live stream off after I walked in and did my educational video for journalistic purposes.
I'll go try to find the copy.
Yeah, because even Sheriff Furman has gotten a letter in regards to this, where I was denied entry into the city and county building for videotaping, and literally I announced my silverware, which I have on me currently. They're bamboo silverware, and they wouldn't let me into that building because of the silverware. So I was videotaping the denial of access or the threat of taking my property. And the sheriffs there also tried to say the same thing. But then later that afternoon, when I was in the building at the information desk inside the city and county building, the sheriffs showed me a document and the supervisor there that was a website that says something about videotaping in the building, but it wasn't the court order.
Let me go find that.
I appreciate it. Yeah, because and it was laminated as a website that had a date on it of 11/13/18, I believe.
Okay, let me see if it's the same one.
Yeah, I appreciate it. Thank you. So, folks, if you've got this, you can share it. Let's make this go out there a little bit. But the reality is that we are a little nervous, but learning to stand our ground on these things. And again, I just wanted to make an educational video so that people would know how to legally carry their marijuana into the courthouse. And we've done that video, and I have full intentions of shutting off my camera and going in for court support this morning. But this young lady, who I'm not going to get you in there, ma'am. But this young lady right here, who we've had some fun with, has just literally asked that I be detained at this location. She has refused to communicate with me directly. The sheriff I'm sorry, the sheriff was really nice, but the head of security at HSS has also denied or declined to communicate with me directly. As you guys saw on this video, it is exclusively the sheriff who is having that conversation. And I will honestly respect a nice sheriff there who has been communicating politely about what is or is not the rights of the people. So he's making that phone call, and again, we're Janet. Do you have anything you want to say about this? Janet doesn't want to say anything about this, but the idea is that we watched James Freeman yesterday videotaping, sitting down just quietly and politely, not causing a scene. Today we didn't cause a scene, as you have all seen. It was very just calm and nice and polite conversations. And
I think this is the same one they showed you last time.
yes,
Which my captain is bringing in a signed one from the Dutch.
okay,
So he's bringing it up right now so he can show you the stuff.
okay.
So in the meantime, just hang out right
Yeah,
here.
no, that's fine, and I appreciate it because you see, I've made a video educating people on how to carry their cannabis into the building, and that's what I was doing this morning because it's been legal and on the Constitution for a really long time, and they're only allowing medical patients to carry it in, which you probably understand. You wouldn't want people carrying maybe a case of beer into the courthouse or something like that, right? So, but I am a medical patient, and I generally ride the RTD system, right? So we're experiencing and going through these processes, but it was not more than 3 months ago that I was videotaping in this space that caused the city attorney to say no. Oh, that's okay. That caused the city attorney to say no. They should be able to carry their prescription medication legally, right? And so I'm not maybe some of the more vociferous videographers who have come into this building. I'm doing what my city council representatives have asked me to do, which is be polite and courteous. And so, is this the captain?
No.
Oh, okay. Okay.
So we'll just wait on my captain.
Yeah, sure. I do have court support this morning, and again, I was. Is that okay? So I'm going to shut this video off, and guys, this is going to be continued because we are going to get to the bottom of what is legally allowed, or if there's a judge who is ordering a violation of the Constitution of the United States of America, and we're going to come to terms with that in a slow, honest, and educated process. Because as auditors, the people have rights, and obviously, like until there's some definite proof, that's what we're looking for. Until then, I can't be trespassed from the property because I haven't broken any laws. So we're just being courteous with each other. But we're going to go to court support now. I'm going to shut off the live stream because we are going into a courtroom. And then when we get this stuff up, we'll probably get that videotaped so that we have some kind of documented evidence for the people's protection. Oh, the captain is here.
That's right.
May I have that, sir?
I'm not going to give this to you. I'll let you read it.
Okay.
This is an administrative order.
Okay.
09.
Hold on, slow down. We want to make sure that we get all the words of that order and that it's on video clearly. And you are, by the way, sir?
I'm Captain Garcia.
Captain Garcia, it's a pleasure to meet you this
And
morning.
also, this is published on the county court website.
Okay, so we're looking at this here in accordance with the Article 3 of the Constitution. There's some state courts have the independence and power to regulate the environment of court probation areas and court facilities. The authority extends to all the courts. Okay, and at page 2, just giving everybody a chance to look at this clearly. Entering and leaving, entry and exit, except in emergency, is restricted to designated doors only. Nobody having access to court-related facilities via key card or other device used to open doors, to call elevators, can permit unauthorized people to enter. Those are obvious, right? All members of the public, except authorized law enforcement officers entering the building, are subject to inspection for weapons and prohibited items. And this is key because we're trying to still figure out what the list of prohibited items are. The public is prohibited from bringing firearms and other deadly weapons, concealed or otherwise, into the Denver court-related facility. No permit authorizing the carrying of concealed weapons shall be construed as abrogating or affecting this order. Mail parcels, packages, belonging should probably be inspected for weapons. Yeah, prohibited items. Obviously, that's knowledgeable information. Hold on. We haven't gotten to this part yet, though, right?
I'm gonna get to this electronic device here. Electronic devices is, I think, what your concern is here in the courtrooms, of course, and then also in the hallways, clerk's offices, public areas of the buildings, and other courtrooms.
Mm-hmm.
So that would extend out into this hallway here specifically.
In all hallways, clerks' offices, and public areas of the buildings other than courtrooms, electronic devices may be used so long as it is not disruptive of court proceedings. In this morning, just this quiet time that we've had, have I interrupted any court proceedings, sir? Okay.
But
So that's the first key thing that I want to focus on.
Areas of the buildings less specifically. Okay. Okay. And then it goes on to say.
That the prohibition.
That's the first sentence.
Yeah, it is the first sentence. So what is the next sentence say? Go ahead and.
The prohibition against sound and photographic recording of any person extends to all areas of the building, unless specifically permitted by judicial officer or building security personnel.
Okay.
Weddings, weddings, adoptions, other ceremonial events.
Okay, so that means to me that the judicial officer or building security personnel would need to make approval specifically for weddings, adoptions, or other ceremonial events, but that the judicial officer, probably in this case, would be a member of the Supreme Court of the United States of America, and the Supreme Court of the United States of America that video
Or the
taping.
presiding judge or
Okay,
chief
so
judge
can
of
I
the-
see that again?
Sure.
Folks, many of you who are watching live right now are going to see something that's very key. Can you go to the next page? Okay, so that is signed by a whom?
That's Judge Hyatt,
Uh-huh.
chief judge, and this was on
31st of 2011. Okay, and that's stamped by the presiding judge of the court. Is that still the presiding judge of the courts?
No.
Okay, so the judge who signed this order is not a presiding judge of the Denver courts.
No.
Okay, can you show me the court stamp that was dated and sealed as received by the courts here in the city and county of Denver?
I can't. This is the copy.
So there is no state seal on that, no city seal, no county seal on that. So that is not a
There has to be.
seal, that is not a
I don't believe
document
there has to be.
that is time stamped
I don't believe
as
there has
being
to be.
received and filed as a legal
Signed,
document
undated.
by the clerk of courts. It might have been signed and dated, but it has not been received by the clerk of courts.
That's your opinion?
Are
you intoxicated or
No,
smell
sir.
marijuana? Strong odor of marijuana.
I am a medical marijuana
That's
patient,
fine.
sir.
That's
Yes,
fine.
and I'm not intoxicated.
Okay, it's just, okay, it's a little stronger. But that is the signed order, so if you have any
Okay.
other questions I can help you with?
I'm asking if you have a dated order
I
that
don't.
is
Just
sealed.
have a signed and dated order by the presiding judge at the time
Have you been
and the
drinking?
chief judge. No, sir. No, ma'am. I'm sorry. Why would you say that? Do
Well,
I smell like alcohol?
I smell like alcohol.
You smell alcohol.
I thought I did a little whiff when you were talking.
Really? Okay. Well, you're not accurate.
Okay,
But I do
so-
smell, do you smell marijuana?
Yeah, you probably
told me-
you
he
probably
told me
should.
that you did.
No, I
You
did.
just admitted that he does smoke.
Yeah.
That's
He's in
fine.
my truck. I know.
That's fine, okay.
I drove down here like him. I didn't smell it. I drove
Okay,
down.
And I actually presented it as I came in the building.
that's fine,
so.
okay.
And that wasn't fine until I was videotaping in this space. Right now, it wasn't fine for me to carry my marijuana into this building until this camera, right, was used and provided evidence where others got attention that we might be violating some laws and constitutional authorities of the people. And so that's why I'm continuing to run this camera live, and there are hundreds of people watching
Okay.
because we are looking at a document that is a administrative order, but it has not been filed with the courts and stamped as a certified received copy dated
This particular
anywhere.
order doesn't.
No, it doesn't.
No.
And
but
so
it's
that is the
signed
specific
But it's
thing that
signed
I have asked
By the
for.
judge and stated.
Okay, and it is signed and
So,
judged, but it
you
hasn't
might
been
be-
filed
okay.
by the courts.
You might inquire if there is, you said
That's what I
seal.
asked for, a sealed order.
I don't have it,
Okay,
but you might inquire, With the clerk's seat, they
Okay.
have,
So until there's a sealed order, it's not an enforceable law.
but it is.
So if it's not a sealed order, it's not an
This
enforceable law.
order isn't
Correct?
sealed. This
Okay.
particular one I'm holding in my hand.
So you can't arrest me for something that you haven't.
It's not subject to it.
Okay, so it's not a subject to arrest. Then why is it an administrative
Building
order?
policy.
And why is it a building policy?
I didn't sign it.
Okay, so it might be a
I don't make the
policy.
rules. We
It's fine.
discussed it.
It might be a judge. It might be a policy signed by a judge who does not preside anymore. And that's a key piece of information that I am now aware of. Is that the judge who signed that isn't even in these courts anymore. So he made a rule on a building that
Well,
doesn't apply.
they were to make a new rule.
Okay,
It
well,
doesn't mean that it was,
then let's
it
do
was
that.
changed,
Then let's do that,
right?
right? Because you don't have a sealed
They don't,
order.
well, each judge, each new chief judge doesn't have to make a new order for an
Uh-huh.
order that's already in
Well,
place.
it's not a sealed order, so it can't be enforced. And again, I didn't cause a scene today. I was quietly
Right.
making an educational,
Okay, that's fine.
journalistic video. And that lady right there is the one who caused the scene, who called everybody to attention, and is taking up my time of being in a courtroom right now. So am I free to go?
Yes, as
Okay.
long as you don't record.
As long as I don't record.
Yes.
Do you, again,
Can I have that paper right there?
No.
so you can't provide me a document?
It's posted on,
It is posted on the website, but it's not sealed.
this particular order that I'm holding is not sealed. If there is a sealed order,
Okay.
but signed.
So I'm just going to make this clear for the record because I have responsibilities and dedications today. So I already told you guys that I was going to court and that I was only making a video and I was shutting it off for educational purposes. But since the sheriff has watched the last video where I was detained, not allowed to enter the building for videotaping, and this is all under review, we're gathering additional information. Okay, I'm going to shut this off. Okay,
Appreciate that.
but I really appreciate this because I'm going to be making sure I'm really clear about this. My attorney is going to be having a chance to watch this video. And if he thinks that I have any reason not to be able to videotape, I will do that until I am pressed not to.
Okay.
Okay.
But you're gonna put it away.
But I'm going to shut it off now.
Okay, appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thanks, sir.
So, folks, there you have it. We have Captain Garcia, and again, it was Officer Villapando, and is a fairly courteous conversation, at least with Officer Villapando, but we've gone past that. We're going to go to our courtroom now because we have court support to take care of. Appreciate you all watching here. This is Brian Loma with Cut the Plastic, and we don't like to do all of these police audits daily, but here's where we go. Have a great day, guys.